Hi folks, I'm Ann Webb, Policy Director with Common Cause North Carolina. And these are 5 things you need to know about North Carolina politics this week. Number 1, another week has gone by and still no new state budget. Wrangling continues behind closed doors among Republican leaders of the House and Senate, with word that a vote might come in August. North Carolina's new fiscal year began on July 1st, and the delay on a new spending plan impacts raises for state employees and teachers, as well as essential funding for elections, Medicaid expansion, and much more. Number 2, while the budget is supposed to focus on spending priorities, legislators often slip in major policy changes as well. That was the case in the Senate's proposed version of the budget, which included a radical plan to let legislators appoint 10 new special Superior Court judges without any input from the governor. That move is part of a larger attempt by legislators to take power away from the governor's office, and it raises concerns about eroding our state's system of checks and balances. It's uncertain if that proposal by Senate budget writers will be in the final version of the spending plan when it emerges from negotiations with the House. Number 3, a growing number of county election officials are raising alarms over legislation that would make sweeping changes to voting in North Carolina. This week, the bipartisan Pitt County Board of Elections voted unanimously to send a letter to the legislature expressing concerns about 3 proposals: Senate Bills 747 and 749 and House Bill 772. Senate Bill 747 would add costly complications to same-day voter registration, and Senate Bill 749 would change the way that county election directors are hired. House Bill 772 would permit partisan observers to roam freely around the voting enclosure at any time, letting them record conversations with poll workers and take pictures of voter intake paperwork and ballot machines. Already, at least 14 county election boards have or are planning on similarly sending letters of concern to the legislature about these proposals. And this week, a Republican member and a Democratic member of the Catawba County Board of Elections co-wrote an op-ed voicing concerns about these bills, saying the proposals could harm voters' confidence in our elections. Number 4, the 2023 election season is underway for hundreds of cities, towns, and villages across North Carolina. Many municipalities have elections this year for local offices like mayor, town council, and school board. And with this year's local elections comes the implementation of new voter ID requirements. The State Board of Elections recently approved 99 student and employee identification cards for use as voter ID, in addition to other acceptable forms of ID that include a North Carolina driver's license, state ID from the DMV, a photo ID from a county board of elections, military ID, tribal ID, or passport, among others. To see which towns have local elections this year, or to learn about voter ID requirements, visit ncvoterguide.org. Number 5. The Unite NC Town Hall Tour continued this week with a stop in Moore County. Organized by a number of nonpartisan groups, including Common Cause North Carolina, the Unite NC Town Hall Tour is traveling to communities throughout the Tar Heel State.
Fired up! Ready to go! Fired up! Ready to go!
The purpose of the town halls is to educate the public on what's happening in the legislature this year, give attendees a chance to share their own stories on how the legislature's policies impact their lives, and ask lawmakers to attend, listen, and explain their positions on key bills. Upcoming tour stops include High Point, Fayetteville, and Rockingham County, with many more to come. Find a town hall event near you at ccnc.me/UniteNC. Those were 5 things you need to know about North Carolina politics this week. Thanks for joining us, and find us anytime at commoncausenc.org.